feature of it?
There's two parts. Well, now there's almost three parts. There's two parts. The first part is featured artists. So people in the industry, people with cabaret shows or people in a musical, they get up and perform with a band. And then the second half is an open mic night. So people can register online. The online registration system is something that was trialing at the beginning, but that's the only way it works now. So they register online and then they come in and sing. It's a once a month thing in Melbourne. Sydney will start back up soon, hopefully it was pretty good for a season. And after starting that and realising that there's so many people out there that want the opportunity to get up and perform and trial new material, led me to start the third part of Broadway Unplugged, which is Project X, which is for only for the open mic contestants. We film them and we put them on YouTube and we put them out there through Aussie Theatre to start to get exposure to these wickedly talented people out there. Get their names out there, because that's also important, I think, is starting to exposure and developing the brand. So they get onto Aussie Theatre, their friends, family and the public vote for them, and then there's a winner after every month. And then we have a grand final where, I guess after 6 months, the 6 performers get up and they're in front of a panel similar to this of industry people, and they win a cabaret show. So we produce a cabaret show for them, and we put them, in contact with the right people. People help them writers, people, music directors, publicity, marketing, that sort of thing. So they're the three core components of Broadway Unplugged today. What was the
because I wanted to talk about what it is and how you can launch it. It's fantastic.
I was just going to say, going back a step to the actual writing, because I think that's these are, we've got to get to the point where we have something to take to these people. And I'm just interested to know, one of the things that I do is, I would caution you about getting up and performing everything you write. I think you practice the writing. One of the things I do with my students is say, in the old days I used to do this, when sad to say I used to go to the University of New South Wales Library in 1984 and look at microfiche. And you wouldn't know what microfiche is, most of you, but it's where you used to go and you used to be able to look at magazines and newspapers where they photographed every page and put it on this thing, and you'd sit there and watch it on the computer and scroll through. The exercise I give my students is choose a date in history. Go to the internet now on the Sydney Morning Herald website or whatever. You can download the paper for that day. You can actually see what happened and write a show, the guts of a show. You don't have to do the finessing, but about that day, because there is all sorts of material. There's satire, there's politics, there's celebrity, there's all sorts of stuff on one day. Write it for 2 hours, throw it out, choose another day. Just hone the writing skills, because I think the place where a lot of young performers come undone, a lot of cabaret performers come undone, is because they go desperately for one idea that they have and try to make it work. When quite often it's not the right show for you, and you need to chuck it out. Take everything that you've learned from that exercise and parlay it into the next one.
And if you're not connecting with your audience, then that's number one.
And to connect with your audience, you've got to have something to say. You have to have that.
Exactly.
It can be light, it can be rocky, it can be all sorts of things, but you've got to have something going on inside you that gives you that need to communicate in some way. That's what makes people buy the tickets.
Also, you may not really be a very good writer. You might need to collaborate with someone else, like just because you can sing and dance and do all this stuff doesn't mean that you're necessarily very good at putting an actual show together. I collaborate with, I started off writing stuff and now I collaborate with another guy, and I wouldn't dream of doing the show now without he writes 80% of my material. So, and even when I do corporate events now, I will get all the information about the company and I'll send this through to my co-writer. He'll send back Jonas. I just think he's just much better at it than me. I would try.
I've hired writers. I hire writers and then I improvise, and that's what's given me. I mean, the first show I didn't go off script once, but now I don't really go anywhere near it.
Well, it's funny that when I did my show, I get music from you with Jan Anderson, which is this character similar to the tradition of Rosa, and we went to the Adelaide Cabaret, the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and after having done sellout seasons at the Adelaide Cabaret Festival and at the Ensemble Theatre, and all the places that had gone, we took it to Melbourne, and they basically, we were going to be in a venue that would have been brilliant for us. It was where Eddie Perfect had done Bring Petsy Beach the year before, and it's like, oh, it's a great, great venue for us. And then the Malthouse, they pulled out at the last minute. So the festival didn't have a venue for us, and they said, how about you go into this tent? And I was so confident about the show that you could play anywhere. I was like, it doesn't matter, it's just so good, it's so robust, it'll be able to play anywhere. And this is a great kind of callback to what Lisa Campbell was talking about this morning about venue and how important venue is, and picking the right venue for your show. I learned an incredibly difficult lesson, and the ensemble came with me to learn that lesson, unfortunately, because they produced it, which is that, it doesn't matter how great the show is, if you're in the wrong venue, it will die. And I was in a barn, basically, and it was the greatest gift ever, because I learned how to improvise. I had to improvise. It was just, I couldn't do it with only 7, so in that show I learned everybody's name. I referred to the whole and it was a great gift. It was a great gift. But let's stop talking about my loser experience. I'd like to talk to Richard for a moment about successful cabarets that he has produced, because you have, we've talked a lot, we're making lots of jokes about how you can't make any money from cabaret. But we want to try and be a little bit hopeful for the participants. So I'd like to... I'd love to throw it to you, because I'd love on a few things. I'd love you to talk about Everybody Loves Lucy, if you would mind, just because it's interesting in terms of just the producing side of stuff. How do you get a writer, a director, a lighting designer, a costume person, the pianist, the lead performer, maybe another band, publicity, blah, blah, blah. How do you do all of that for cabaret and then make money from it? How does that happen?
Well, it doesn't happen immediately, that's the point. So,
this is the most important section.
Lucy, this show is quite a theatrical end of cabaret, so we do have costumes, we have both Nigel on piano and Elisa playing Lucy. You have wigs, because Nigel's sort of playing Desi. We have someone who's designed the lighting, and so we do have a number of people involved in production, much more so than a normal cabaret show. And even though, because of the constraints of production, they're all doing for relatively little money, it does mean that we're doing 3 shows here in The Hague, and if we sell every ticket, we won't break even just on these 3 shows. And so with something like this, it's a case of investing in a show here. We're doing 2 shows at Adelaide Cabaret Festival as well, and 2 shows at Melbourne Cabaret Festival.
So when you say investing, you mean you come with capital at the beginning. You actually go, like Catherine said, I say $3,000, and I go, that's my capital, I'm going to put that into it. It may go down the toilet, that's what it is. If it doesn't sell, you won't make that back.
And the good thing about cabaret is it's not a huge amount of money. It's not a huge amount of money if it's your own money, like it's a significant thing to decide upon and do, but it can be an amount of money that you yourself can bring to the table.
Yeah.
And so in the case of this show, the reason we wanted to invest now and do this is because we think that the future is exactly as Catherine was saying, it's a show based on well-known personality, and if we do it right and it's received well, there is a market for it to be bought in by many, especially for something like this, or a sort of an old-fashioned subject. There's morning melodies at so many different performing arts centres around Australia, and they buy in shows not for a lot of money, which is why it's good to have a cabaret show with only 2 performers, only 2 people each travel. But there's enough of them that you can set up a tour, and we're already booking shows in 2015. So the show can be performed here to an evening audience, and what we'll do in 2015 is do a combination of different shows in cities and various regional places, and we'll buy in a show for a few $1,000s each. It sounds like a lot of money, but you have to bear in mind that you have to, Victoria say, these guys are Sydney based, to fly them down, travel them out, accommodate them overnight.
it out too,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, you have to think, if you're looking at that sort of touring, aside from coming up with an idea that's very sellable to a very general public audience, normally an old audience, it's wanting knowledge certainly, you have to plan far enough ahead, because they've been booking 2000, we're looking at early 2015, they've been booking that since the middle of last year, and it's starting to close up now. The last ones to book are around now. They book at least a year ahead. And you have to be far enough ahead so that you can plan, okay, well, if we're going to do Geelong, we're going to do Ballarat, we're going to do, whatever. We only want to go to Victoria once, ideally. We want to line them all up in a row. And we want to have enough gigs that, we can't quite cover all the flights and accommodation with one gig. We need to do 3 gigs in a row. We only need one flight to consider, etc., and line up like that. So it does take a lot. You have to sit down and do a proper budget, and you have to work it out.